Good afternoon, good people. Welcome to another edition of Double the Innocence with your boy E-Dub. I have to take this opportunity to talk to you guys about the whole Tyreek Hill situation. For those of you guys who don't know, on Sunday, Tyreek Hill was on his way to his football game, got pulled over by the police for speeding, and then that whole situation turned into him getting put in handcuffs and being arrested. I didn't really want to come up on any kind of platform and have anything at all to say about it until I actually saw the entire thing. Now, there's a video going around with the video cam that the officer was wearing from the beginning right till the very end. And I'm going to be one to tell you, man. As far as I'm concerned, Tyreek Hill was 100% in the wrong. Plain and simple. It's one of those it looks like one of those kind of situations where an individual basically forgot where he came from and has let money and stardom fog his entire train of thought. Tyreek Hill, let me ask you a question. Before the NFL, before all your money and before your mansions and all your expensive cars and all that kind of stuff, when a police officer stopped you and gave you a direct command, 9 out of 10 times you would have followed it, right? Whatever the situation might have been, whether you were driving, taking the bus, walking, whatever the situation might have been, 9 out of 10 times, before all of your richness and all that stuff, if you got a direct command from a police officer, 9 out of 10 times, you would have followed it. You would have done exactly what they asked you to do. But what, now because you happen to be somebody playing for the Miami Dolphins, because you happen to be a star athlete, rules don't apply to you? And the sad thing about it is you have a lot of young kids that look up to you. Is this the example you want to set for them? It's not so bad that you didn't act correct in the entire situation. The part that pisses me off is afterwards, when you have the opportunity to go up there to the press after you've thought about everything and own fully your part in what took place, you're going to go up there and say you don't understand why the police officers put handcuffs on you. All of a sudden now you want to be wrong and strong, when it was your actions that escalated that entire situation. Anybody with common sense could actually see that if you had taken a different approach, that whole thing could have went a totally different way. And all you would have been was slapped on the wrist with a ticket. The funny thing about it is you don't have anything to stand on. You cannot say you weren't speeding because luckily on their camcorder, they picked it up right from the beginning when you came flying through the zone. Now, anybody with common sense knows you don't roll your windows up, especially if you're in a tinted car. Anybody with common sense knows that. You're lucky that they were so nice to you where all they did was knock on your window and tell you to roll your window down. 9 out of 10 times you would have gotten 2 commands on that. Roll your window down, and then your glass would have been broken. And what, do you think after they break your glass, they're going to take the time to open your door, remove your seatbelt, and physically walk you out of the vehicle? They're pulling you out to that broken glass that they just broke. Listen, when I used to see certain things take place on social media where they're showing you altercations between a police officer and an individual, especially one of my own, the one thing I always used to say is I'm never going to determine opinion off of the video that was shown. Because as far as I'm concerned, one thing my mother always taught me, it takes two hands to clap. Now, don't get me wrong. Just like in every job, there probably are some trifling police officers that take shortcuts to do their job, that don't do it in a proper manner. Sure, there's a percentage. Just like there's a percentage of them in every single job that's out there. But at the end of the day, we know our people. I know my people. And one thing we know about our people is the one commodity that they're not missing is giving attitude. The most irritating part of that whole equation is, if you're going to be willing to push the agenda and give that kind of attitude, then you've got to be willing to stand on the results that come out of that. Don't push your attitude to the point where you can't take it back. And then when the results start to come in, you want to cry and play victim. It doesn't work that way in the real world. So, I'm not even going to talk to the adults in the world. I'm going to talk to the younger generation. Understand one thing. Understand that if you're going to be out there giving police officers, especially police officers, an attitude, then you've got to be willing to deal with the results. You've got to be willing to deal with the results. The one thing you can't do is go about doing things in a wrong manner and then want to play the innocent victim role when shit hits the fan. It doesn't work that way. You can't have it both ways. And what I strongly suggest the younger generation do, when you get stopped by the police, whether you agree with the stop, disagree with the stop, all you got to do is follow the instructions that are being put forth. Now, I'm not prone to the procedure of how it is in the United States of America. I can tell you right here in North America, you don't agree with a stop, you don't agree with a ticket, all you do is contest it, for the love of God. There's a little thing on the back of it. You fill that out, you mail it, and you get a court date. You go, have your date in front of the judge, and let your judge be the one to determine whether this ticket was merited or not. But there's no way in hell that I believe that a driving violation of any sort should end up in an individual being arrested. And if that does happen, then the individual that was arrested has to take a good look in the mirror and see whether or not he himself handled that situation the way an adult should have handled it. Plain and simple. Because like I said before, man, I'm almost positive that if Tyreek Hill's approach was totally different on that stop, you know what, officer, you're absolutely correct. I was speeding. I'm late for a game right now, and I was trying to get to the game. You probably still would have gotten a ticket, but yo, you're going to tell me with the salary you're making, you couldn't pay that ticket the same day? Or what you should have done as a professional, as a man, is after everything quieted down, you should have come out in the press and owned your part in what took place. But don't come out there acting like a victim, not when a video like that's out there circulating. and think just because you're black, you're going to get all the black sympathy. Because, oh yeah, we're used to being mistreated by police out here. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. If you're wrong, admit that you're wrong. Don't try to be wrong and strong. Because that's a message that you're teaching the younger generation to do. So now when these kids go out there and get stopped by police and give police attitude, do you understand what I'm saying? You're an individual that has the opportunity to be teaching the younger generation the right way to go about things. Why not use your platform to do that? Because the only thing you showed me in that entire video is that you're teaching the younger generation that are in the ghetto how to stay and remain in that ghetto type mentality. I want you guys to share. I need you guys to like, and don't be shy. Subscribe to this channel. Help this channel grow. W Innocence with your boy E-Dub is out. Have yourself a blessed day, people. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Those who know better got to start doing better. Deuces.